New ATEX AR950f, made in Japan, four-wheel drive, ride-on lawnmower. As you can see, shielding around front hubs, metal shielding brace along the front there, rubber flaps on the bottom, hole for your grease point for your rocking front hydrostatic unit. We come around the side here, you got your LED headlights on the front. Everything's quite well protected. Up high in behind your bull bar here, you have your switch for your brake pedal. More shielding to come up to protect hydraulic hoses, and as you see, once the hydraulic hose goes up, it goes right up and it's up out the way and it's properly gone. All your pins and bushes have independent grease nipples. Very easy to raise and lower front deck. As you can see, only 2 fingers required to lift the whole deck. They have a shock absorber to help take the weight to lift it up. You have a deck wash port, individually greasable pins, 2 fixed rear rods, adjustable front rods, with actually quite decent sized threaded rods as well, so they're not going to wear out in 10 seconds. Adjustable side chutes on the deck, with you can lock them in position or slide the lock along, and then you can lift them up and float them. And as you can see, we can see a little bit better now. I think lowest point, and it's got quite a bit of distance there between you're about from there to there, you're about 80 mil, and you've got the shield to protect you. Your turret ends and your turret rod is also protected. You can see your hydraulic hoses come back along. They're all cable tied up nicely. They have a bit of box section they go down through to go down past the wheels, so if you do drag some sticks around or something like that, they are protected well. Assist springs. A bit awkward to see up in there, but you have that's where you have your strut that goes up and down, and you can lock your positions. You don't have teeth to lock into like a conventional mower. You can lock this in any position you like, whether it be 1 mil down or 5 mil down or 30 mil down. You can put it in any position and you have a proper stop at the top, but you can lock it in any position that suits you. You have an adjustable gate here that you can set your favorite position that you want to run it in, and then push it across and you bring it all the way down to suit wherever you want to leave it. I'll put it back up now so we can show you some things on the other side. So as you can see, we're still on our packing crate here. There's another one underneath. So we got some manuals and some books and bits and pieces we come with. So just back to where we were before, your box section to protect your hoses. So it comes around the back here, brings it on round. You have a cooling fan on the rear hydrostatic drive there. Comes with a tow bar assembly on the back there. So the nudge bar that's on the back with the tow bar, so it's got a couple of pins. You can remove the pins and actually take it on or off if you see fit. Your yellow knob here is to, as it says there, on and off, disengage or engage the hydrostatic unit. So if you do ever need to, you want to freewheel it, or you're servicing it or washing it, you just want to turn the wheels around and that sort of stuff, you can lock it into freewheel. Your exhaust outlet is at the back here, so realistically you're not getting fumes in the face. The engine's not up in front of you like a traditional sort of ride-on lawnmower. We have your forward reverse controls here. So if I simply move the hand throttle lever, so basically we've got forwards and then you've got your reverse there. I can hold the phone still. You've also, if you notice, it's spring loaded when we're going forward, so you can actually adjust it. So you're not overthrowing. It's like pulling the end out of a throttle cable sort of thing. It's spring loaded, so you can set it to suit what you want. Easy to remove wheels on a square drive with 1 pin. Also, if you ever do get a puncture, easy to unbolt. You take the wheel off, Then you can undo the other set of bolts and you split the two hubs apart. So very easy to do a puncture repair or replace a tube or something along the lines of that. So on this side, you have a different type of lock on your chute. Basically, you can loosen off the T-handle there, so you can actually lock it up in position, or you can leave it down in that position there, wherever you like. Or you can just leave it in a bit of a float position. So if you really are doing some gnarly terrain and it's 2 meters tall and you want to take a little bit of load off it so it's not mulching as much, you can quite simply lift it up on the side there. A little bit of a sneak peek you can sort of see as well. You've got your same threaded rods with your greasable pins, your other grease point here at the back. I do have the deck lifted up all the way at the moment, so you leave it down, you've got a lot more access. But basically we've left it down so you can see a bit more in on the wheel here. So obviously you've got your protective shielding again. So if you're going backwards, your hubs are protected. You've got your tyre at end that comes across. So your bottom one joins left to right wheels. And then your center one here going across to that rod going up and down. So that's your variable for your hydrostatic. And then obviously you've got your main steering rod, which goes across here up to your steering wheel. And same thing once again, decent size tyre at end joints. They're not little toys, they are good size units. So as we notice, as I move the steering wheel here, we're just going left. Let me hold the phone still. We're going left or right, okay? As you can see, it moves the steering valve on the hydrostatic unit left or right. So as you're going around a corner, it will power the outside wheels more so than it will power the inside wheels. So basically it varies the hydraulic flow drive to it. You have a separate oil capacity for your front axle, as well as you have your hydraulic oil that's coming up and pumping through basically the drive pump through the hydrostatic unit to power your drive. Right, so that's lubricated by the oil that it's pumping itself, which is cooled by a cooler up on the back of the engine there. I'll show you shortly. On our actual gearbox part of this assembly up here, it does have its own oil, which comes out into the axle tubes. So basically, you've got a bevel gear set up with a shaft coming down, and then it comes out into the bevel gear again on the outer hubs here and that sort of stuff. So another thing why we're on this side, we'll lift up this side deck and give you a little bit of a look underneath. So we have our blade here. So you have a two-sided blade, so front and rear. So you can turn it around so you get double the use. The blades will fully rotate like so. You protect the nuts on the tops, so you can't damage them, makes them easy to replace. Nice flat deck underneath, okay, so you don't get a lot of debris caught up and that sort of stuff. Let me just turn the blade. Okay, so your 950 wide cut on your blade. Okay, so that's side to side. And as you can see, just a bit of a view there from the front. You've got your shielding to stop stuff getting thrown out the front. So if you're doing stuff near your house and your windows, because you're quite often on awkward angles and slopes, you can leave an under area exposed to throw out rocks and that sort of stuff. So they have a good shielding out the front and on the sides with the deck falling down and that sort of stuff to give you a really good cut. And as you see, if I bring that round, you can sort of see, you can get right down to cutting to where the deck comes down on the sides. So you can basically cut right at the bottom of the deck. So you're not dragging the deck through the ground the whole time. You're basically cutting the edge of the deck height. So it's not, you're not ruining the bottom of the deck the whole time, dragging through sticks and debris and all that sort of stuff. And here we have our little lock system. Just give it a couple of turns, nip it into place and lock it wherever you want to put it. Same thing again, your easy 4 bolts to undo and your other 4 bolts to undo the hub assembly if you do ever want to punch it, change the tyre. They even have quite tight clearance around the wheels to also stop you getting stuff getting jammed in there and getting things in there that you don't want to have in there.